Hi, my name is Kim. What I'm going to talk about this evening is we're going to talk about the personality types as parents and what their parental style is, how they raise their kids, what methods do they use, or so we're just going to do the two types. We're going to do the SJs and the SPs, and the next video I'll do the NFs and NTs. All right, let's dive into it. Um, Now, the SJ parents, they value structure, organization, schedules, and so their children are, this is the way they live. This is the way they're raised by their parents to have a routine, a good routine, structure in their lives. Um, they, the SJ parents, would like to have their children to be more organized and to support, the schedules that the SJ parents make, and and generally the S uh, the children they follow the rules, they follow the schedules. There's no complaints. They're really good that way. I mean, SJ parents, they teach their children, etiquette. That's the word, etiquette. To say please and thank you, and to to um, they're just raised. They're raised with proper etiquette. Um, they um, and also they're don't have any complaints. When there's a schedule there, say the children or the child. They're scheduled to clean their rooms on a certain day. That's on the schedule. Um, the routine, what the routine is like during the week, and on the weekend, just in general in their life. So the parents will, there will be structure in the home. And the kids generally, they respect that. They're raised well. They're not rebellious. They're just very good children who listen to their parents. Um, Also, the SJ parents, because they're very protective of their children. They're going to homeschool their children. So, it's a form of protection from, just going to regular school. Um, I don't blame them actually, because there's a lot, nowadays there's a lot of fights. There's a lot of negative things in the school system. Kids can be mean. And so homeschooling their children, um, the SJs don't want their children to be exposed to that, um, and I certainly don't blame them. Um, so yeah, the SJ children, they follow the rules in the household. Um, they don't complain about it. They're very good about that. Um, yeah, so the SJ parents, yeah, they instill values and etiquette. Like saying please and thank you and excuse me, and to to be proper. And so that um, um, I think that's it for how SJ parents, how they're like. Now we're going to go to the SPs. Now the SP parents are very their style of parenting is very different from the SJs. Their style of parenting is there's no structures, there's no schedules, there's, hardly any routines. Um, because SP parents themselves are, they just don't really value that. Um, but at the same time, they're not going to allow their kids to run wild and do whatever they want. No, the SP parents, even though they're not going to be, putting structure and scheduling and all that stuff, they have a talk with their kids and tell them, what they expect. Um, and the SP parents, when they um, discipline their children, if their children has done something wrong, they're not going to spank the child, and that's the same thing with the SJ parents too. Um, but they are going to discipline the child in a way that they're going to have their privileges taken away. Visiting their friends, that will be taken away, or their phone or their laptop will all be taken away for a certain period of time, uh, as a way of disciplining the child or their children. Um, the SP parents, yeah, as far as schooling, they go to the public school, um, and yeah, they do their schooling. And when they're finished, they come home, and basically the parents, or parent, if one of them is home, is going to say, you know what, you need to clean your room up. It's getting messy. Um, it needs to be done. But it's not scheduled. It's not clean room at such and such time. It's the parents. They'll walk around their place and notice if something needs to be done. They will just bring it up to their child, in the moment, because SPs live in the moment. So the SP parent will tell their child, okay, you need to clean your room. You know, it's it's really messy and it's getting out of control there. Um, the children, they may fight their parents on that, um, because maybe they don't want to do it. But the SP parent gives them, a choice. If you clean your room, I will give you an allowance. Some sort of, the SP parent will think of something to motivate their kid, their child, or their children, to clean up the room. If they do that, they will get a little bit of money, and so that's kind of an incentive to clean your room. Um, so the SP parents, they're not so strict, um, but like I said, they don't allow their children to run wild. You know, um, and if the child expresses that they want to do some sports, they want to be on the basketball team at school, or the football team at school, or soccer, um, the SP parents will support that, because SP parents, when they were younger, they liked things, that were action oriented or sports. So the SP parents would support that, and or whatever hobby, um, the S, the child wants to do, maybe painting, and so they will get the SP parents support on that too, because SP, you know, they are very, the parents, they're very, they'll support art or sports, because those are things that they did when they were younger, the SP parents. Now, in the household of an SP, it can be a little, I mean, there's a little bit of, you know, a little bit of chaos, um, because, the SP child is, sometimes, the parents say, you need to do this, and the child, doesn't really want to do it, and they have a tantrum or something. But like I said, the SPs, they're quite clever at getting their kids to whether it's cleaning up their room or cleaning up something in the house. They know how to handle that situation. Um, so yeah, that is the SP parents. Um, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've got something out of it. And I hope you have a good rest of the evening. And I'm going to say goodbye.